Hi everyone, this is Big Boss Calvin 83. So, I came across this article. The title of this video is going to be the exact same title of the article. I think it's why men no longer ask women out. Okay, why men no longer ask women out. So, I read the article a few times, and as you know, it was written by a woman. You know, it's like it's very short. You can read it for yourself. It's going to be down there in the description box. But I'm going to give my commentary. It was written by a woman who's obviously overweight, and she wonders why men don't ask women out. And when you really think about it, it's really a dumbass question. Just think about it. You women out there, you wonder why men no longer ask you out. I mean, think about it. What does this man have to gain by asking your dumb ass out? Excuse me. I mean, what's in it for him? And don't give me sex, because believe it or not, most men care more about other things than sex. We want other things other than just sex, I should say. Men are looking for a man. I mean, no matter what age he is, and no matter what stage in his life he is, when it comes down to finding a woman, we want something more than just sex that's going to make us desire you for long term. But you women don't pay attention to that. For whatever the hell, for whatever reason, y'all don't pay attention to that shit. The reason why men do not approach you, men do not ask you out, make the first move, is because of the fact that, first off, it's rejection. And it's not because of rejection. Because my thing is, if rejection is no big deal, why don't you women approach men, ask them out, ask for their phone number, set up a date, take them out on a date, pay the bill, do everything. Put in the same amount of work that he's willing to put in for you. If rejection is no big deal, why don't you take the risk? Crickets. If you ask a woman that. The reason why men do not make the first move nor approach you is not because of rejection. Yeah, we don't want to be rejected over and over again, being denied a life, stereotyped the fuck out from 1 to 5 fucking seconds, and then still come up empty-handed. Nobody wants to feel that way, but you women deny us a life. Looking for the same guy. 80% of you bitches are chasing 20% of the males, leaving 80% of the men to be alone due to your selfishness and ignorance. That's the first reason. Another reason is like it's not because of rejection. We don't want to deal with your rude, hostile, disrespectful, belligerent, nasty attitude when a man approaches you, talks to you, and asks you out. We don't want to deal with you being rude to us, disrespecting us, humiliating us, being condescending to us, being outright rude, mean, and nasty towards us men for no reason, because we said hello, because you don't like what you fucking see. And that's the fucking problem that many of you women have. Y'all go by looks. You judge a man based on looks, his status, his fame, his popularity, and we know damn sure you judge us based on how much money we have. Making yourself out to be a fucking prostitute, because what you're really saying is, I can be purchased, I can be brought, I can be your property. That's what you're saying. You're nothing more than a fucking hooker. but that a lot of you women portray yourselves to be that way. Another reason why men do not make the first move nor ask you out nor approach your dumb ass is because we don't want to be accused of being thirsty. Even though, think about why do you call us thirsty and needy? Because we have an interest in you. I mean, if we want something, if we desire something, how can we be thirsty? It's a double standard because many of you women are thirsty when it comes to chasing that money. Men with money, practicing your hypergamy. When it comes to a good-looking guy, you are thirsty as hell and aggressive as fuck. When it comes to finding out if a man has kids or not, and his background, how old he is, what he does, what he has, whatever you want from that guy, and whatever situation, because a lot of you women are situational. You want a guy that can benefit you. Solely you. You don't want to benefit him. You don't want to bring nothing to the table, but you want to benefit off of him. You want something for nothing. That is too damn thirsty. That is too damn aggressive. If you deny if you call us thirsty, you know why there's thirsty guys out there? Needy, thirsty ass guys out there? Because you women deny 80% of us a fucking life. You don't give us the time of day. You don't give us a fair shake. You push every guy out. You push the vast majority of men out there, boys and men out there, to have a mate. And that's wrong. You push us out because you have unrealistic expectations and you desire shallow, superficial, bullshit-ass things that have nothing to do with love and companionship. So you deny us a life because you feel entitled to whatever you want from a man, but you don't want to give nothing to us men. You don't want to invest in nothing. You want to make an investment by bringing 0% into the relationship. So you push over 80% of us guys to have a mate, and you force us to be alone, and you know you're doing this. You know every other bitch thinks just like you, doing that shit. And all of a sudden, you wonder why men, because there's a shortage of women. There's actually more men. If you go globally, there's more men, there's more males than females. But in America and many Western nations, there's more females than males. But 80% of y'all bitches are on, over 80% of y'all cunts are on the same bullshit. Yeah, I don't want to be brash and use derogatory language to get my point across, but a lot of y'all females operate, the majority of y'all females are bitches. And because of that, y'all on the same bullshit as the next female. You want a guy who's tall, who's handsome, with a tan, tall, dark, and handsome. That's what you mean by that. You don't want a dark-skinned man. You want a light-skinned man with a fucking tan. But let's be real. You want a good-looking guy, an ultra good-looking guy. We like attractive people, but your attraction is, you've been indoctrinated to think if a guy looks a certain way, that's attractive. There's many avenues. People are attractive in many different ways, but you want one type of guy who's attractive, and that's why. And because of that, you have this unrealistic expectations of a guy because you go by the books, you go by the magazines, you go by a certain image that does not exist, and because you go by that image of what you want of that guy. I'm not saying men do make the same mistake, but a majority of you women do. When you go by that, you push over 80% of us guys to be fucking lonely as hell. And that's what happens. So you have unrealistic expectations because you look at us, you look at most guys as undesirables. You think you're so damn superior and intellectually superior to men. You always say y'all don't need a man, but you're bitching, crying, and talk about you can't find a man. First of all, when it comes to a relationship, you cannot be independent. We are dependent on each other because a man can do certain things that a woman can't do. A woman can do certain things that a man can't do. So we are dependent on each other. when it comes to love and companionship. But a lot of you women don't understand that. I didn't mean to go off a tangent, but that's the problem. A lot of you women have unrealistic expectations. The reason why a lot of men don't want to ask you out because we got to play all these fucking mind games. We got to jump through hoops. We got to play the game. And you like to play with our emotions and feelings. You like to be flaky as shit because you don't value us. You don't value most men. I mean, if you really like the guy, you wouldn't play them games. But a lot of you women play these fucking mind games, play with our emotions and feelings, make us jump through hoops. A man got to take you out, spend his money on you, do everything to make you happy. And his reward is maybe I'll just give you a kiss. Maybe if you're lucky, I might give you a blowjob. I might actually have sex with you, and that's it. And then you wonder why you women get fucked and chucked. And you wonder why some guys don't stick around because you have nothing to offer. You can't cook. Most of y'all can't clean. You don't know how to be intimate with a man now, thanks to feminism. And you don't know how to nurture a man, and you don't know how to be supportive and sensitive and compassionate and sweet to a man that will make him want to be with you long term. And then, even though there's a shortage of good women, here's the thing. Even though a lot of you women most of y'all women are prostitutes, we may settle, but if a lot of men had felt good about ourselves and had valued them, had pride and had values and stand for something and had self-confidence. And I know confidence doesn't attract women. Y'all women use that lie, confidence, to justify why you pick no good ass dudes. That's nothing more than a fucking smokescreen. You only like it if a guy is confident, if you already find him attractive, if you already like him. But when it comes to a man who's self-confident and you don't find him attractive, he's arrogant, he's mean, he's an asshole, he's a jerk, he's gay, he's a misogynist. You try to tear him down because you see him as a fucking threat. The reason why men do not pursue you and ask you out and ask for your fucking number and make the first move because we don't want to be accused of harassment. That's number one. We don't want to be called thirsty. We don't want to be called, what else? We don't want to be accused of street harassment, sexual harassment. We don't want to be accused of rape. We don't want to offend you. We don't want to be fucked. We don't want to get in legal trouble because we crossed a line, because we touched you inappropriately or said something inappropriately when it was not. When most of us had no intention to say something disrespectful, but we don't know what to say and what to do or how to come across and how to express ourselves or show interest without you pulling, oh, he violated me. Oh, he made me uncomfortable. Oh, he harassed me. Street harassment. He sexually harassed me. He assaulted me. He raped me. We don't want to go through legal troubles, and that's why men do not cross that line and make that first move that y'all want us to make, because of female privilege and gynocentrism, because of that shit, and because the laws favor women, you can falsely accuse us of any bullshit, and our lives is over. We lose our freedom. You can accuse us of anything and mistake whatever we say, and our lives is over. We not only that we get in legal trouble, we can get in trouble in school. If we're in school, we can lose our jobs. We can get fucked up in this gynocentric system that we're under. Even though it's an autocracy, but thanks to female privilege and feminism, if a man says something or looks at you or gets intimate or touches you, comes across you, he can be charged. He can get in so much shit, so much legal trouble making the first move. That's why men do not approach you. That's why men do not talk to you, because we're gonna encounter a nasty, disrespectful, bitchy attitude. We're gonna get in legal trouble because you can accuse us of street harassment, sexual harassment, assault, battery, rape, And then we can encounter a confrontation because you're not going to make our lives easier because you're going to be so fucking unpleasant. We don't know what kind of we don't know if you're going to be sweet and kind and nice or you're going to be a fucking bitch. That's why men do not ask you out. And if we do ask you out and try to talk to you, you're flaky as fuck. You're going to put us through the fucking ringer. And that's the problem. Why don't you see, a lot of you women don't think. You don't think about, this is what men worry about. Boys and men worry about this shit. And you have all the choice and all the damn say so. You don't, and the reason why a lot of you women have a hard time finding a relationship or getting a man, because you don't approach us. You don't talk to us. You don't make the initiative. You don't initiate. You know what I'm saying? So because you don't reciprocate or make them first move sometimes, or be upfront in how you feel and be direct, that's why you got the problems you have. That's why relationships are fucked up the way they are. Because people don't know what they're doing. They don't know what real love is. But a lot of times when it comes to women, you're not accountable for what you do. You women play victim and use the system to destroy us men all the time. Or you get some white knight manjana to kill us or get us both in trouble, or we both die. And that's the problem. So I think I said a lot. I think I said a lot in this video. So to you ladies out there, take time to understand a man's plight. Take time to walk in our shoes. Take time to talk to us. Talk about our feelings and our concerns. A lot of this it's not just insecurity. It's about how society treats men. We live in a misandric, gynocentric system in many Western nations. That's what, and a lot of you women know this, but you don't care. You just tell us, oh, just stop complaining, just find a good woman. What's the fun of finding a good woman when she's been corrupted, when she's been corrupted to hate men and been converted to hate men, buy into feminism, and see men as inferior beings. Women know they can use the system against a man or men, period, any given time. And just, if she gets mad, she'll get spiteful, evil, mean, and vindictive, and destroy that man or a group of men because she's on a fucking pedestal and she's on a power trip. Women, it's time for you. If you want equal, this is before I close this video out. I'm gonna say this: you women want equal rights. You want equal pay. You want equal this. You want equal that. You want to be a man's equal. But when it comes to responsibility and accountability and going through the same challenges and struggles and hardships and pain and sufferings that men endure on a daily basis, oh, you don't want that. You want to be a woman. You want special treatment. You don't want equality. You don't want equality. All you want is special rights, privileges, and advantages over men. So you don't want equality. You want female privilege. You want to be on top. You want special rights, privileges, and more rights than men. And you want advantages and protection, special treatment over men. That's not equality. That is blatant misandry and fucking feminism and gynocentrism to the core. Women, it's time for you to step up. It's time for you, if you're interested in a guy, take the risk. Okay, maybe if you treat men the way you want to be treated, you wouldn't have to worry about harsh rejection, disrespect, humiliation, encountering a nasty asshole type of attitude. Maybe if you women stop worrying and being so insecure with yourself, oh, if I make the first move, he'll think I'm a slut. No. If you bring other things to the table other than sex, will maybe take you seriously. How about you make the first move? How about you be honest and stop being so flaky and shady and be honest with your feelings, and stop instead of playing these mind games. Stop playing with Stop playing this dating game is dangerous. Stop playing with a man's emotions and feelings, because when you do that, you create your own killer. You wonder why you get cursed out. You wonder why you get beat up. You wonder why you get raped. You wonder why you get killed in some instances. Because you women like to play mind games and fuck with us men and play with our emotions and feelings and bully us to death. And you think it's funny. Especially when you lie on us. It's not funny. Because you're hurting yourself and you're hurting your chances of meeting men, because you're making your own enemies and you stupidly don't realize it. So maybe if you treat men the way you want to be treated, and if you want equality, you take on the same accountability and responsibility for your actions and the choices that you make. Approach men. Tell them how you feel. Introduce yourself. Be a lady. Be respectful. If you have to do the work, if I got to do the same work as to get with you and get what I want, you got to do the same work to get what you want. You have no problem getting that degree, the college degree, getting that job, or getting whatever, or practicing your hypergamy to get with the best mate. But when it comes to finding a good man that will love you and want to marry you and treat you with respect and have a family with you, you don't want to put in no work. Somebody's lying. So, the problem is with many of you women, you're just selfish. You're selfish, you're shady, and you just, what else can I say? Women, I'm so sick and tired of women talking about, well, back in the old days, men were this. Well, back in the old days, women were this. Women were ladies. Women knew how to be alluring, be sexy and desirable, while being ladylike and feminine and sweet and attractive. Women didn't have a false sense of entitlement, and if they did, they knew how to hide it. They brought shit to the table. If you want to go back to the old days, the 1950s, then you got to get rid of feminism, and you got to give advantage women's rights and female privilege. But you don't want to do that. You want to have your cake and eat it too, and it does not work that way. Women were motherly. Women gave men a reason to marry them and have a family with them, and have kids by that woman. But a lot of you women are not ladylike. You're not sweet. You're not feminine. You don't know how to cook. You don't know how to clean. You don't know how to do any domestic work. And I'm not saying that's what women do. That's women's work. But you don't know how to be sensitive, loving, and compassionate, and nurturing. You lost that art because of feminism, because you've been lied to. Women, all I want to say is this: if you want a man to approach you, then it has to be equal. If you see a man that you're interested in, you approach him. If you want a man to make a certain move, you got to do something. You got to be upfront and say, this is how I feel. Be honest and upfront with your feelings. Woo! Treat people the way you want to be treated. Stop playing these mind games. Stop having a false sense of entitlement, and stop thinking that it's okay that you don't have to do anything in a relationship, but the man does. No, it's 50-50. It's 100%. Everybody it's 50-50, but everybody, both the man and the woman and the man, got to give 100% in the relationship for it to prosper and succeed. And that's how marriages lasted till death do us part. That's why you had fewer divorces back in the olden days. Lose that feminist bullshit that I don't need a man. I'm independent. I'm strong. Strong in what? Being a bitch, being argumentative, being nasty, rude, being a slut, riding the cock carousel. No, that's not being strong. Being strong is when a man's down, you step up and you help him get back up. Being strong is keeping the family together, doing the dirty work, with that, doing whatever the man's lacking in. You step up and you take care of that. That's what being strong is. Learn what real love is. If you want to be a man's equal, it's time for you to be responsible and accountable for your shit, for your actions and your decisions. Treat men the way you want to be treated. Get off your pedestal and put in the same amount of work that we have to do in order for you to get what you want. You can do that in other areas. Why don't you do that in relationships? In relationships where it fucking counts. Use your head. Think. I'm out. Peace.